Hello everyone, welcome to Amani's Lightwork Keys to Akasha section of my channel. For those of you who are new, it's great to have you here, okay? If you do have inquiries about any of my readings on my channel, or you would like to schedule a private reading, you can always send me an email to iofakasha108@gmail.com, or you can send me a direct message to my Instagram at AmaniIfe777. Okay, so before I begin with the reading I'm going to be doing today, I just want to give a little back history about this section of my channel and my channel as a whole for those who are new or visiting. I know, I feel like it's really important to give the reiteration at the beginning of every video, okay? So every reading that is covered here and on my channel as a whole is based on my ability of clairvoyance and interpretation, okay? So whatever I receive from spirit, I interpret. Everything is interpreted with the, of course, with the assistance of clear awareness, okay? If you do have questions about that, you want to understand tarot, you want to understand how I'm able to do what I'm doing on the channel, you can follow my Instagram, okay? I will eventually do a tarot series on there, and I'll talk about how to activate how to activate and exercise your abilities, okay? And how I read on the channel, okay? All right, so let's see. Today I'm going to be doing Karen Washington, okay? She was the founder for Brown Girls, I believe. I don't know too much about the organization. I just know that it was an organization that was geared towards or an online blogging website for women, like darker skinned women and the beauty of dark skinned women, uplifting them, okay, I believe was the foundation of why she founded that movement, okay. I do not know her birthday. I was looking for her birthday, but I couldn't really find it. And another thing is, I don't know her sign, okay? So, I mean, the sign isn't really necessary. Sometimes the birthday is, because I can be, it helps the reading be really specific in some cases, but it's not always necessary, okay? Another thing about it is, I don't know her D-O-B, I mean, not, yes, D-O-B, D-O-D as well, okay? But the claim of her passing was that she committed suicide, or also that she was found in a car with something over her head, like a plastic, some type of the car exhaust, some type of issue like that, okay? Which sounded really strange, but I'm going to look into it and see what I can gather, okay? Okay, I believe that they said she passed in, I think it was April of 2014, so there's some years on how long she's been gone, okay? Okay, so the Five of Cups energy, she could have been a water sign. The Five of Cups energy is underneath. It would represent grief. All right. I'm also getting the idea of finances when I said grief. Okay, so she may have. There could have been a situation where she could have needed money. She could have. She could have needed money for school. She could have needed money, for anything like errands or just a home environment, etc. It just depends on what's going on. But she could have been losing money. It just depends on what was happening with her at the time. But the Five of Cups energy is here too as well, because cups represent family and friends. So I don't know if she was necessarily communicating with friends and family members in terms of a financial need. Okay, but it could be money loss. I also get stolen. It could be money loss, and also it's bringing in this issue of money could have been stolen from her, or money could have been stolen from her family. Like that could be, there's things there that are really important. Okay, money could have been taken from her family somehow, or her, or both. The journey energy is here. This is the sign of Aries. Okay, so this energy is here. This will represent, I get this idea of looking for opportunities. She could have been looking for opportunities at the time that she was having some type of financial issue. I mean, typically when people run into some type of financial problem out of nowhere, their next option for themselves, especially if it's job related, their next option for themselves would be to look for another opportunity, look for another job, look for another agency, look for another company, look to buy another company. It just depends on, I mean, she was running the For Brown Girls blog. She was running that, but that may not have been her main job. I also get this idea of like donors, like people who, people who can help her fund her organization, make it big, like, could really fund it. And that could have been an issue as well. She may have had some type of difficulty with, I also get this idea of a petition. Sometimes people make money from petitions. Yes, they do. Something about a petition, like creating one, or like getting people to sign their signatures, or getting donors. Like typically along with the petition comes donations. Okay, so if she couldn't get people to sign a petition that she created, then there's going to be a lack of donors. There's going to be a lack of people coming in that are going to want to fund her organization or help. Pretty much the money helps keep the organization strong. The petitions help keep the organization strong. And that could be where money was lost. That could also be where money was stolen. She could have partnered with someone else, then that individual could have been stealing the money. Or like a sister organization that she may have wanted to collab with. There could have been an issue with them. I also get this idea of like a clash. She could have been clashing. Her organization, her blog, I should say, ended up clashing with another blog that may have had a similar motive, may have had a similar mission, I should say. So her creating petitions for her blog could have then been taking away money from another, like a sister blog organization that may have had the same mission. So there's missions, there's two blogs, two organizations that they're quite similar. They have a similar mission. So what's happening is that they're both trying to do petitions, but the other one is gaining more petitions. Like the other one is possibly creating more petitions, yes, but gaining more signatures above hers. And that also means money loss, because she's competing with a sister blog and organization. And that could have caused problems, okay? That's why this energy is here. I also get this idea of doing something that is out of state. I can't remember where she was living at the time, but she may have been trying to do some type of collaboration, like I just explained, with another blog, with another organization. She may have, I get this idea of like outside funding. She may have been looking for outside funding. So if it's not only petition related, then it's outside funding from, like, asking, it's giving me this idea of like a mayor, it's giving me the idea of like maybe a mayor or a governor, doing some type of petition that's that big, that's that large, where she can get her blog and her organization funded, pretty good if she can get in contact, if she could only get in contact with the mayor or like, you know, the governor of where she was living. And that something about that Five of Cups could have been difficult as well too, because like I said, whatever she was doing, her thing is competing with that of another one that has a similar mission, and that other organization could have beat her to what she was going to ask the mayor for. Just an example. That's what I'm picking up. Like, that's energy that's kind of coming through pretty strong. Okay? So, in turn, the Five of Cups is, you know, she's losing money because this other similar organization is winning the heart of a mayor. Is winning the heart of the community. And she's Five of Cups. She's like, you know, I'm losing out. I'm losing money here. Okay? I'm losing, you know, what's another situation other than money? I'm losing visibility, if that's the case. If she's saying she's losing visibility. The Four of Wands energy is in a waiting position. So there's a lot of fire coming through, except for this card. There's some fire energy. She could have literally been dealing with an Aries. Four of Wands could be other fire signs. Leos and Sag elements. Four of Wands would also be her home environment. You know, work environment, home environment, school environment. But I also get this idea of not wanting to leave. Like, there's this feeling of not wanting to leave. Like, that's being expressed. She didn't want to leave something. Like, she may not have wanted to leave the blog. She didn't want to leave the organization. She didn't want to leave it. I also get this idea of being forced to. Like, one element of being forced to do so would be the lack of petitions, the lack of signatures, and feeling like there was no other way of getting funds, getting donors than doing that. She may have not known of other creative ways to get funding. That could be why she's like, I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to sell the blog. I'm just going to leave the organization. That's one element about it. Then there's this feeling of also being, if it's not only that, then I also get an idea of a partner, like somebody that was helping her run this blog. She had a partner. Like, it could be another guy, it could be like another female. They could have, like I said, they could have been an Aries element, but they don't have to be. Whatever fire sign energy. She did partner with another female or male, but I get they stole. So when I said partnering with another female or male, they stole something from her. Or them stealing could be one of two things. Like, they're stealing money. Like, she could have put out a petition. She could have put out a petition and got enough signatures in order to get the right funding that she wanted. And she could have been doing her calculations. She could have had a GoFundMe, different things that you could just sign into. She could have shared that login information with a partner, someone that she was working side by side with. That individual could have been extracting funds for the blog, for the organization. So where one started off as a blog, it would have then blossomed into a full organization, and someone that she may have been partnering with at the time, someone may not have wanted to see her really shine like that. So in turn, that other individual or someone else, they are, what are they doing? They somehow have access to her how she receives donations and funding. They have access to that. So what they're doing is they're extracting funds, because, for example, if you have a GoFundMe for a blog, if you have a GoFundMe for an online organization of some sort, you're going to have a GoFundMe. The GoFundMe is going to be connected to the bank account, right? So what's happening here is that she could have, I don't know if she had a separate account for this, or she could have used her personal account for this, but it's because it's connected and someone else has the information to sign in and extract funds, that's causing a problem, and they're taking money out. It interferes with her account of some kind. It interferes with the account, whether her personal bank account was attached to something that she did have on the blog, or like what are those things called? If it's not her personal account, then it's like I'm just giving examples, like a Cash App, a PayPal, those kind of things were connected to her bank account. And if it wasn't, someone is still extracting funds, and that interferes with her somehow because it's thievery, okay? But the Four of Wands energy in the waiting position is that somebody could have been doing that to her. They also didn't want to see her like turn the blog into even bigger organization, and turning it into an even bigger organization would mean funding from the mayor, funding from the governor, funding from wherever. So that person, this could be a situation here where someone that she was working side by side with, they could have gotten in contact with a politician. They could, or like a city councilman of some kind. Like they could have gotten in contact with someone like that, someone that she was partnering with, or she herself did, and they could have discussed an agreement or funding agreement. And somebody either like they set up some way for her to receive the funds, and someone had access to that, and they were extracting funds. So in Five of Cups energy, in turn, she's confused as to why a percentage of her donation that she received from the governor, the mayor, this community council individual, where's the money? What happened to the percentage that was just deposited there? So that's just one example of it. That may be really broad in terms of an interpretation, but I do feel like somewhere out of there she could have had that kind of communication with someone. Someone was stealing money, or someone was just taking it without permission, or not letting her know that they're going to borrow a percentage of the funding that the organization did receive. This could be a situation where I don't know if she had like nonprofit status, 501c, not-for-profit status. Like there's those nonprofit status that she could have been trying to obtain for the blog. She could have been trying to obtain, and something about that, I keep getting this idea of thievery. Something about that was someone that she decided to collab with. Something that's thievery about her working with someone and trying to get that. Like but it's financially tied. So I understand. Oh, I'm trying to understand this. She has this organization, right? But I also get someone had their own, like Spirit is trying to help me as well. As I touched the Four of Wands, they had their own. Someone could have had their own blog, and they could have wanted to do some type of collaboration with her with their blog, right? Or their organization. Someone had their own, whatever it was, their own separate funding that they were receiving. Someone that she decided to partner with. They had their own, but they decided that they would collab with her. They decided that they would collab with her, and through them collabing with her, they would then, I also get this idea of revenue. Through them collabing with her, they would increase their own revenue. Like they would increase their own, but I also get this idea of liked better. So someone that she was collabing with, that individual was liked better by the masses, whatever that means. They were liked better. Like they could, like visibly, or like the way they did their work, they were liked better. They were liked better, but they realized that she was receiving. She could have been liked better by it. It just depends on who are the people or the group of people who's doing the liking. It just depends on what's going on. Like who's doing the liking. She could have been liked better than someone she decided to partner with. Someone could have liked the partner that she was working with. People could have liked that individual better. So or they liked the organization. They liked the other blog better. They liked the other organization better than hers. Vice versa. It just depends on what's going on. They liked it better. So somebody wanting to collab with her could mean that there's people that they liked her blog and organization better. So someone is thinking, collab with Karen. Maybe I could create these petitions and then extract the money from my own organization. I'm not really trying to be partnered with her for that long. I'm just going to use her blog, her organization to feed mine. And then that's it. With the funding. Wow. So somebody's idea, someone's idea in turn was to just collab with her temporarily until they were able to build up their revenue enough where they could just cut themselves off from her when they felt like they had enough money, revenue, popularity, whatever it was. Because they had their own setup going on. And another interesting thing about it is that they could literally approached her and made it seem like they didn't. There's that. They could have made it seem like, hey girl, this is cool what you got started here. Can I get on board? That she may not have known that this person has their whole organization or something running already. They just wanted money. Like for some reason, someone that she partnered with may have been struggling to create that attractivity that they wanted for their own thing. I don't know if she did, and she was moving like that with someone. I feel like it's someone external that may have been moving like that with her, with their own thing. But they're approaching her like it's their first time. Like they're trying to make it seem like it's their first time running a blog, or trying to get the status. They're making it seem like it's their first time and they're just trying to get money that her blog is making. Like they're trying to get that sent to them somehow, because they could have been struggling with something they were doing on their own, whatever that means. The Six of Cups energy is in the present. Okay, so the Six of Cups would mean something returning from the past. Cups will be friends, but it kind of goes with the Five of Cups. That's either grief returning, that's a friend returning, it's a friend returning, someone or something returning, an issue returning. It just depends on what's going on. It could be tax related with something returning. It could be tax. I also get this idea of like a property, like a home, like a housing property of some kind, and it could be related to family, like a property that she could have had through her family, a property she had through her family with the Six of Cups in the present. A property she had, but I also get this idea of like bankruptcy with a property, or it's either bankruptcy or it's I don't feel like it's foreclosure or anything of that. The idea is bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is coming through along with some type of home ownership that she was given from like a family member of some kind. But I also get the reason. So when I said bankruptcy being involved with her personal situation, the Spirit also said the reason for the bankruptcy. So it has to do with a property. It has to do with a property that she was left, a property like a home she was living in, bankruptcy with a home she was living in. Right? But the reason for the bankruptcy, I also get this idea of collection, like something that she could have had, something that could have been going into collection, like the home itself. The home collection would mean that mortgage, if someone isn't paying like mortgage payments, if they're not doing their mortgage payments, electric payments, gas payments, all of that accumulates and can go into collection after some time. And the Five of Cups that's money lost as well too. She could have been trying to save a home, but there's things that end up going into collection, because the blog and the organization, is one part of it is that she either was hoping that it would blow up and she would have all this funding. That's one element. Then she would be able to save a house, get some type of mortgage and bills out of collection, out of bankruptcy, whatever the situation is, foreclosure, whatever it is that she was fearing would happen to the home. The idea is for the organization to blow up and receive funding so that she could even afford to even keep a home. So that she can afford to keep the home. But then her situation is, her thinking is collab with someone. That person would bring me in more, that person would, pretty much help me build my organization. But that individual had like a plan of their own. They had a plan of their own. So in turn, the Six of Cups energy, in turn, she could have once been dealing with some type of issue with the property that she was living in. And she could have fixed that issue at one. Oh, I understand this. I understand. The issue with the bankruptcy the issue with the bankruptcy, or the situation with what's the other situation? It's either bankruptcy, collection. The issue with things going into that pertaining to a property that she was running is because she could have been making payments. She could have been making payments for the home like that with I also get this idea of an account. She could have been doing that with the account, the same account or a joint account to the one that she had that she was running the blog at an organization with. So her payments that were supposed to go for the house, I also get extracting. She could have been extracting them. Someone was extracting them. So she could have, this is almost like using a credit card. This is almost like using a card to pay for gas, pay the mortgage, but the payment isn't processing. So the payment isn't processing because someone extracted the funds that it was for the house. That was for the house. So that could be another woman that she was doing some type of work with, or that could literally be like a family member or like a friend that was doing something like that she got intertwined. Somehow someone that she has attached to her, they're intertwined with her, like it's getting so far that they're intertwined with her property. They're intertwined with the payments that she's supposed to make on her property that was given to her, or she bought, that was her property that she had. So she's making payments, and she's like, why aren't the payments processing? Why aren't the payments processing? That's why I was getting that idea of thievery with someone she's communicating with or trying to build a business with. They're going into an account and they're extracting funds that are also supposed to be for the property. So whatever she was making from the blog, may have been saving a portion of that to go towards the property. But because somebody has access to it and they're extracting those funds, she's making payments on the property and they're not being processed. The future has the Queen of Swords energy. So Queen of Swords could be her. Or she could be embodying Queen of Swords. That could be the energy of an individual that I'm saying that she's working with. They could be a family member, friend, co-worker, colleague, whatever they are to her. But we'll get back there in a second. And the Instincts has the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords would mean everything that I just talked about just now. It's in her instincts, okay? It's in her instincts with the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords would be not getting any sleep at night, thinking about now I'm getting this idea of foreclosure. I was getting that earlier on, but I was second guessing when I was getting the idea of foreclosure, because I was getting the bankruptcy, I was getting the collections, I was getting all of that for the housing terminology in the property. Now it's giving me the idea of foreclosure. She could have been fearing the home wherever she was living, fearing it getting foreclosed on. It could have been on the brink of foreclosure, or it may have gotten foreclosed on. You know, the Six of Cups is also asking family for help, you know. The Six of Cups is asking family for help, you know, how to stop the house from getting foreclosed on. But I get this idea, ask your friend. So when I said that, it's ask your friend. Like that, a family member could have said to her, ask your friend. Queen of Swords could be the friend. Queen of Swords could be the energy that was extracting funds without permission, or whatever it is that they were doing, you know, whatever it is that they were doing. It doesn't have to be the Queen of Swords. There's an energy of another female. It feels feminine. Like there's an energy. It could be a male too. There's the energy of a female that they are really close to her, but they're not close to her for a good reason. So a family member is asking, you know, if you feel like the house is it's your home, if you feel like the house is going to get foreclosed on, why don't you ask the friend that you're running this blog and organization with? But Nine of Swords, she doesn't realize that the reason that the house is experiencing these problems is because of someone that she decided and chose to like collab with. I also get this idea of like insurance. So something could have ended up happening with the insurance for the home, or her own personal like health insurance, like her own insurance. Something could have been going on with that. or insurance payments, could be insurance fraud. I'm just giving an example. Insurance fraud could be intertwined with that too. You know? But the Four of Wands is like somebody really made a mistake that she was interacting with, or that she chose to have really close to her. She could have made a mistake. You know, it may have been a mistake to have somebody really close to her that was like that. She had no idea that they were like that. But I also get this feeling of like a background check. And this could be someone that she hired. Like she could have hired, if she didn't know this person prior, she should have done a background check on that individual. That's why the Nine of Swords is next to the Queen of Swords. She may have needed to do a background check on somebody that she's doing this work with. You know, like a background check is really crucial. But she may not have done that. She may not have done the background check, and that may have been something that she didn't do. Someone may have suggested that she do one, but it may have been too late for her to do a background check on somebody. You know, it may have been too late for her to do one on somebody, because the house is on the brink of foreclosure. Then the blog, something strange is going on with the blog, or the account for the funding account for the blog. Then there's or the organization, there's something's going on with the financial part of that, and then the home, and then the house, and then there's this issue of bankruptcy and foreclosures and collections. That could have been her cards that she had. Those things could have been in collection, or someone that she kept close to her accidentally. They could have got a hold of all of her information like that. That's why the Nine of Swords is an instincts too. They could have gotten a hold of her, because the collections would also give me the idea of credit card usage. So, I see what's going on. If the collections is also giving me an idea of credit card usage, that would mean that there was a point where she could have ended up using her credit card to make payments on the home. That's one element about her. Or for the blog, I feel like it's residing with the home. She could have been using her credit card, or somebody's credit card, a credit card, to make these kind of payments. But what's happening with them, what's happening in the end is that she can't pay back those payments. So what's happening with the credit cards are going into collection. She can't make the payments because, okay, like I said from earlier on in the reading, she's got this funding account. She's got some type of funding account that she was kind of like relying on. She was relying on that for like almost everything, like the home. Well, I wouldn't say almost everything, but maybe like a percentage of what she was making in this account that she has with the blog and everything. In addition to what she makes from a regular job, I get combined when I said that was combined. But what's happening is that somebody's leeching, that she has no idea that they're leeching. That she has no idea that they're leeching off of that account. So what's happening, like I said earlier on, is that she's trying to make really important payments, but she's also relying on that one account, and that one account isn't reliable because somebody's extracting funds out of there. So what's happening is that when she goes to take money out to repay, to stop her cards from going into collection, she can't pay them. So then thus far the cards end up going into collection because there's no money in the account, because somebody took the money out to go pay to get the cards out of collection, or to prevent them from going into collection, period. Wow. So she really had, so I touch on the Four of Wands as personal information. Like, it's really personal information that somebody managed to get access to, that she had going on. Like, really personal information, okay? The accomplishment has the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles next to the Journey card will be a new job. Could be a younger person too, but it would also mainly be the energy of a new job, you know? But I get something about the word, I'm getting the word hasty, or doing something really hastily, like doing something really hastily, like quickly, like doing it quick. You know, she was trying to look for a job quickly. She could have been looking for a new job really quickly, like trying to find something quickly, hastily, you know, doing it with haste. She was trying to do that. That's what she was doing. She was trying to quickly find something else. Quickly find something else. You know? But if it's not only that, the Page of Pentacles next to the Journey card could also be, it could also be a younger earth sign that she could have been dealing with as well too. They could have been a friend to her. They could have been like a, you know, they could have been a child in her family. If it's not only the energy of a job, you know, they could have been someone that looked up to her. They could have been one of the people that were involved in the blog. You know, they could have been one of the people involved in the blog. And if they're right next to, or if it's a job, it's right next to the Journey card. You know, this could be a situation here as well. She could have been looking for like a new partner to collab with, if that's the case. Like she could have been looking for a new partner to collab with. It's like somebody new. So Queen of Swords in the future could have been someone that she was dealing with, or it could be a fire sign. That's Aries there. You got a Queen of Swords, you got a Page of Pentacles. If it's not only energy, then it could also they're embodying people. Like this could be a Aries, then you have a Page of Pentacles energy here, or is this the energy of a job in the Journey card? You know. It's hot. The Tower is here. There's the sign of Scorpio. The Scorpio is right next to Four of Wands. Tower energy is right next to the Four of Wands. But I'm getting a feeling of looking for a new place as well. Like she, whatever home that the home that she was living in, if it's connected to family, and like I said, someone in her family could have been doing something, or a friend, like a family member asked her, "Why don't you ask a friend to help you with these payments?" Then a friend, something maybe is like devious about a friend being involved with those payments, or just being involved, period. But now there's the Tower is right next to the Four of Wands. Should I look for a new home? So she is now Tower and Journey. It's like needing to quickly, hastily look for a new home, needing to quickly, hastily look for a new job. You know, someone that she had in her space kind of destroyed the plan that she created for herself. They kind of destroyed it. That's why the Tower is there like that. And I'm also looking at the people, and they're like falling off of it. She fell out. She could have fallen out with someone. Yes, she had a fault. Nine of Swords. She had a really crazy, with the Five of Cups, she had a really crazy falling out with someone that she decided to partner with. And that could also be why they did what they did, if they did do something like what I was describing from earlier on. The stealing, I also get promotion. They did something promotion-wise with something that was hers, you know, and they didn't give her, I mean, typically with promotions for things, you know, and you're partnered with someone, you're going to give them a cut of that, of what that promotion made. What the revenue that promotion made, and someone could have just taken that, and they didn't say anything, you know. Someone could have just taken that. That's why Nine of Swords is there. With the Tower, should I just look for a new partner? She could have been trying to figure out a way to cut off someone that she was partnered with, like how to cut them off, how to not do business with them anymore, how to get them out of the way, like how to get them, you know. She also didn't do background checks on someone. That could have also been a family member's voice, not doing background checks on an individual. You know? Right? The mentality has the Five of Wands energy. So Five of Wands, Nine of Swords. Five of Wands will mean, like, you know, arguments. Could be like Aries. What are the fire sign energy is here. And the Five of Wands will be, you know, a disagreement of some kind, issues blowing up and things of that nature. Arguments kind of like bursting out, you know, Five of Wands energy, right? And she's thinking, it's in her headspace, and the Queen of Swords is right in between the Five of Wands and the Nine of Swords. She may have been thinking that she may have wanted to take somebody to court. Something could be court related about what's happening here with a house. Court related with what's happening here with the domain that she created, the promotions, the petitions, the money from that. The collections, the bankruptcy, the foreclosures, things of that nature she was dealing with. And she could have been thinking, should I take someone to court? Something could have been a bad idea if she did end up taking somebody to court. She could have ended up, that the Tower is there, she could have ended up taking somebody to court, or it was somebody's option that she take someone to court. It was somebody's recommendation that she take someone to court. You know, she could have been thinking that. Or trying to go to court. I get salvage, trying to go to court to salvage a home, salvage like a business, try to go to court to stop something from deteriorating. That's what the Five of Wands, that's what she was planning on doing. The Five of Wands could be court energy, or at least, you know, the planning process of go to court. That's what's coming through there, you know. But I get this feeling that somebody would not go. So it's either her or someone that she was dealing with work-wise and home-wise directly. They wouldn't go to court, or they wouldn't help her, or they wouldn't go. They wouldn't go to court. This could be a situation here where someone that she's dealing with like this, they could have refused to go to court because they probably could not. There's probably a situation where they didn't want themselves to be seen in court. They may not have wanted themselves to be seen in court, if that's the case. Someone may not have wanted that. And I don't know if it's her. I don't know if it's something related to her. I don't know if she necessarily didn't want herself to be seen in court. You know, which is interesting. Or someone she was dealing with that was stealing, or they didn't want to be seen in court. They may not have wanted to be seen in court. The Nine of Swords is giving me this idea of documents as well. Like, Nine of Swords will be needing somebody not wanting to be seen in court. They don't want to show up because the documents. I also get jail time. The documents that they have would mean that they would end up experiencing some type of jail time. Five of Wands, Nine of Swords. I don't know if that's her or someone that she was dealing with this organization she was trying to create. Some type of documentation, or it's something would end give something that is extreme. Like, there's a lot of heavy energy here, so something that is extreme that someone else brought into the picture. Something that individual did, something is jail time related about it. Something is jail time related about it. Like if they brought some documents, you know, if I was to get a picture, if they brought some type of document, if they brought a picture of something that they took, or if she presented the court with some type of picture, something like, I mean, she could have a situation. She could have taken a picture. I don't know if she had cameras up around her home. Like, she could have had cameras up around her home. I don't know if that's the case. Or like somebody took a picture of something that may need to be presented to a court scene. Like, it may need to be presented. Or it's like, if it does get presented to the court, that would definitely give somebody some serious jail time. Whatever the picture is of, like, it could be of her, it could be of something that they're doing that they're not supposed to do, or it could be document related, or like a printout, whatever it is. It's a document or it's a picture of something or someone. So if that were to end up being presented it would either ruin her, or it would have ruined someone that was stealing from her. They were doing something crazy with her information, and they would have ended up doing some serious jail time if that's the case. They would have ended up doing some serious jail time, you know? So there's a lot of issues that are going on here. And I'm just going to like go back, you know, just reiterate some things really quickly before I move any forward. She has a situation where she's dealing, I also get the idea of like a best friend or some type of friend. She's got this energy of some type of friend, or she considers them to be like a friend. They could either be, they could be a Page of Pentacles, they could be an Aries, if it's not only the energy of a job or a journey, or it's a Queen of Swords. I don't know what her sign was. It could be a Queen of Swords energy. She just has this friend that she's deciding to collaborate with, and that person is like, that individual is like, they're stealing. Like they're doing this crazy stealing that's causing her, somehow they're doing this crazy stealing that's connected with the blog, the organization, and somehow that's interfering with her own home. That's interfering with the home and payments that she needs to make for things. Like, it's crazy, like how one person could cause that much of a problem. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy how one person, it could be more than one individual that she was involved with like that too. This could be more than one individual that she's involved with like that. It could be a fire sign and an air sign, female or male. There's a female in the future. That's her or somebody else that's there. That somebody ended up really causing some crazy problems for her. And then that's one. And then there's a situation of finding out that somebody's doing that. She could have taken a picture. She could have had a camera set up in the house, and in the house, outside of the house, and it could have recorded something. And she could have printed it out, found a way to like get it, and here, this is what she was doing, this is what she was taking, that this is the payment that I had. She could have really been meticulous with, she herself could have been really meticulous with her own documentation for her organization and payments and things that she was supposed to be making. So she's like, here, a portion of this, I'm gonna snap a shot of this payment I made on this day, and I'm gonna snap a shot of when the next payment is supposed to occur, and that percentage, I'm gonna give you the exact calculations that I'm supposed to expect by June. I'm just giving an example. By June 1st, this is the amount I'm supposed to have, and here's the percentage that is missing. Here's a percentage that is missing. So things are trackable. So somebody can literally see who printed out that information, who took out that money on that day, who made that deposit, who made that withdrawal. It just depends on what's going on. So it could be a bank that a bank situation that someone may need to get some type of information from as well, like a teller or someone like that. Wow. But something is really important about a picture, a video, a video camera, a picture. Somebody took a picture of something, somebody has a picture of her, or of something that someone was doing that she was doing business with, or it's something like that, something that somebody stole. What's changing is the devil sign of Capricorn. All right, that could be a Capricorn that's there. Or it's just it's like some type of materialistic perspective that somebody had. That's why that could also be why they were taking money without some type of permission. The devil being in the changing position, it's the devil's in a changing position because something could have gotten revealed about a friend that she was dealing with. It could have been the picture could have revealed the friend, video could have revealed the friend, a recording could have revealed the friend. It's really important into what a friend did. It's something that's important about what a friend did, or the friend could have been attached to someone as well too. Like a guy, she herself could have been attached to some guy that that guy could have been I knew what happened, or they know what's going on, or they knew what was going on. if she had a guy friend that was attached. They knew what was going on with her. Like, knowing what was going on with her would mean directly, like, she shared it with them, or knowing what was going on with her would mean that someone that she had attached to her, that she was doing business with, she was doing something with, he knew what that female was doing. He knew what that female was doing. So something being presented to a court scene, like a video, a recording, a picture, that could come from that guy friend that she had too. Or just a document, or they just know of something, like they just know something really shady that is going on that could get somebody some jail time. Like I said, the Knight of Wands energy is in the resolution going towards the Queen of Swords. So the fire sign energy that's here that she partnered with, they, like I said, it could have been a fire sign, female, male. Then you have a Queen of Swords in the future. This is a Sag. But it could be a Leo, it could be, like I said, Aries. It could have been an Aries element. But this is like a guy or a female. Somebody could be taking on, this could come in as the energy of a guy friend or a girl that was a friend. Or the girl also could be a Queen of Swords. I feel like there's more than one person she had dealing with her stuff like this. But they're in the resolution going toward the, I get help. They're in a resolution going towards the Queen of Swords. They were helping. If this isn't someone separate as well, she could also be embodying Queen of Swords. Someone may have been trying to help her. Someone like a fire sign could have been trying to come in to help her as well. Or I don't know, one of these energies could be her. So the Knight of Wands energy, if this isn't her energy as well, then this could be the energy of a friend coming in to help. I also get a culprit. A friend coming in to help could be like something about a friend coming in to help is like a culprit. Oh, I see what's going on here. One element of a friend coming in, that's the reason why the spirit is saying that they're like a culprit, is because I also get identification. It has something to do with the friend's identification. Like they may have used, like they could have been going up to the bank. Oh, this is really interesting. This is interesting. Like, I'll give you a really interesting example of this. Like, if someone that was stealing, I'm just giving this example first. Someone that could have been stealing money from her, that's a female, that they may look similar to her or something. Like, they may look similar to her, or they don't. It just depends on what's going on. They could have used her identification. Like, that's one element. They could have tried to figure out a way to use her identification, or they if they don't look like her, they could have presented something to the bank. They could have presented something to the court, something like that, Or there's another element where them coming in, one element is like they're a culprit, but they're also trying to come in to help her. So they could have done, at one point, they could have done something wrong, and they expressed that to her. And they could have been they could have wanted her forgiveness, and they try to come in to help her. That could have been a situation as well, too. That's one. And then two, they're coming in to help her because she may not have known that it was them that was doing that. She may not have known that, but they're coming in like they're helping. So it's like it's a dude, and it's like giving me this energy of like a female, and then there's also a guy that's a friend. So that could have been the energy of a dude and a female. That could have been both of them, or just one of them was doing that. Somebody was doing that, pretending to not be culprit of some kind, pretending to not be a culprit. So someone could have been legitimately coming in to help her that has no problems with, they're not involved with what she has going on. Then there's another element as well of someone coming in to help her that she doesn't know for some reason that they're the cause of the problem. That's another situation, which is really crazy, It's really crazy. With the Knight of Wands energy here and the Queen of Swords, But I want to understand how they said she passed as well too. Like the presenting something to the court, if it's not only the house and the business, something about that, then it could be the way she passed. Like it could be the way she passed. Like being in the car, and I also get this idea of an invitation. So when I said being in the car, she could have gotten an invitation to go do something with somebody. You know, Knight of Wands could be the energy of someone coming in to invite her to do something. Like she could have, I don't know, she could have, like being in a car. I'm sure she drove, but it's like someone could have invited her out, like to, you know, to hang out or do something, you know. But let me look to see more on that in the outcome. Five of Wands. Does she have a travel? Journey would be traveling. You know, journey would be that need to travel, get in the car and go meet someone. You know, I also get this idea of an agreement. Someone wanted her to travel to them to do some type of agreement, and that could be related to something that they didn't want, something that she had that could end them up in jail. One element, they may not have wanted presented to the court, or they may not have wanted to show up in court for anything. So they could have discussed with her, you know, let's sit down and discuss this before, you know, you go to court, before you take me to court, before we do this. Let's just go and handle this. You know, some type of situation like that. You know what I mean? So she, you know, she ultimately, what the idea is that she ended up trying, the idea is that she could have ended up going to travel to someone, and something could have been really overwhelming about going to travel with to somebody, with the Nine of Swords and the Five of Wands energy there, you know. So let me look more into it real quick. The idea of something being overwhelming too could be that could be something. Overwhelming could be a smell. Overwhelming could be the energy of everything that is going on with her in this case. The Six of Wands energy is an outcome, along with let me do another outcome here. All right, so, and the Nine of Pentacles will mean, or the Nine of Gain will mean that I also get winning a case. The idea of winning a case, I don't know if she won a case. She could have won some type of case. She could have won a case at some point. She could have won it, but she could have won it. And that's why the Nine of Pentacles is there with the Six of Wands. She could have won a case, you know, but someone around her may not have been happy about her winning a case. So she could have either went and put in the claim on her own, or she went to do that and she came back. Like she could have went to do that and she came back, you know. She could have went to do that and she came back home. Or you know what's interesting? I'm getting this idea of like a tire. I don't know why. I'm not sure why. I'm just getting this idea of like a tire. Like, I don't know, something about a tire. Like something's like it's either tired or tire, like a car tire. You know? Something could be going on with a car tire as well too. Like the tire of her car. But it's like I also get this idea of being stuck. She could have been stuck. So being stuck could mean like not being able to move a car. I mean, if somebody that she's doing heavy business with, that they're realizing that oh, she's gonna serve me. She's gonna complain about this. She has a picture of this. She has a document of that. You know, I'm gonna end up going to jail. Like somebody's like, you know, I'm gonna end up going to jail, and somebody wasn't gonna let that happen. So somebody could have literally done something to her tire, like something could have happened with her tire, you know. And I keep feeling this idea of smoke as well too. Like something's going on with smoke as well, like smoke in the car, or like the engine of a car, you know, like the hood of the car, like the engine part, something going on with that. Something could have been wrong with that, like exhaust, what do you call it, like exhaust from the car. Something could have been don't go something's not right about her car. Let me do another outcome here too. All right, so the Lovers is there with the Six of Wands. No, sorry. Five. Yeah, this is, what is that? The hell? No, that's just the Lovers card. My bad. Which is a Gemini. I don't know what her sign was, or she was dealing with a Gemini, whatever air sign. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. I did say tires. I did say tire. Something was going on with the tire, or someone was stuck about the tire, and then something's also going on here with something that's also smoky. Like, this card is kind of giving me this idea of, like, it's kind of cloudy, it's purple in the background, and then like a car wheel possibly, and then we keep getting this idea of like an engine, or like smoke, engine exhaust, like I had a vent, so smoke, like exhaust coming through the vents of her car. But then there's also this idea of being stuck. Like, something may have been going on. And I guess something about keys too. Something could have been going on with her keys. Like, her keys to the car. And she couldn't get out. I get something about an appeal too. She could have gotten something appealed. Something like the appeal could be the house related appeal. Like something with the home. Something going on with the house. And she could have won that. Like, she could have gotten that appealed somehow. But the spirit is emphasizing that something happened like this because somebody I don't know, somebody could have wanted the home that she was living in, that she was given, that she got. Somebody could have wanted that home. Someone could have wanted that home. You know? Someone could have wanted the home. Someone wanted the house, because it's really and one part of the house is really intertwined with the business as well too. You know, this is really intertwined with the business. But there's this idea of being stuck, like either like not being able. It could be like not being able to open like a car door, or get out of a car door, or something like get out of a car, something like that. Not being able to like get out. She could have been going to appeal something for her case, or she got something to work out in her favor, and then she came back. She could have been coming back. She could have been driving. She could have been driving back home, and she can't get, I don't know, something's wrong with the car and like the wheels of the car, or being stuck in the car. And then there's some type of like what do you call it, I also get this idea of like rubber band, like some type of rubber band thing. I don't know if that's you know, when you lift up the hood of the car, and then they have like what's that part of the car that has like the big rubber band on it? It has like a big rubber band that you can wrap. I forgot what that's. I don't know the parts of the car, but something about that was given. Something about that caused problems as well too. Something about that caused problems. Let me do another outcome on that too. Oh, cruelty. 9 of Swords energy. Double. Not cruelty would mean that someone did something cruel to her, pertaining to the car. The Princess of Discs here is here again too. That's there again. So that would mean that is, the Princess of Discs could be a person, and then you have the Wheel of Fortune, which the Wheel of Fortune, and then the nine of Gain would mean that she may have been almost finished she may have been, there's victory here with the Nine of Games. So she either was almost finished with some type of appeal or court situation, or getting some type of money back, or fixing something, not having the house go to foreclosure, not losing the business. She almost got something. That's a 9. So it's like a partial victory that she experienced. But I keep getting this idea of being stuck in car. Like, she could have ended up stuck in her car. For some weird reason, she could have ended up stuck in her car. You know? But now it's taking me back to the picture. So, the idea of being stuck in the car, somebody has a picture of that. Somebody may have a picture of her stuck in her car. Like, somebody had a picture of it. Because they could have done something to the car. Like, there's that. Somebody could have done something to the car. But then there's like a picture. Someone also has a picture. But I get the culprit. So the culprit has a picture of her being stuck in the car. Because somebody that they're tied to may have done something to the car. But somebody has a picture of that. Which is weird. Somebody has a picture of that happening to her. You know? Someone has a picture of it. And something's going on here with gas and inhalation. But she went unconscious from that. She ended up going unconscious from that as well. You know? Somebody broke something. Then something's also gone on with the tires. Like, the tires could have been busted with her car. But there's something that somebody did. Out of envy. Somebody did something to the car out of envy. Like, they did something to the car out of envy. They may not have been thinking that she would die, but out of envy, somebody did something to the car. Somebody did something to the car, like physically did something to it, okay? You know? Somebody did something to it. You know what I mean? And I was getting the idea of the rubber bands. Like, the car has like these rubber bands. Somebody could have interfered with those. Like, there's like a rubber band. Like, I don't know, it's like under the hood or something. Then there's like gas. Like, there's this idea of being stuck in and not being able to like get out of the car. I don't know if she tried to call someone for help. She could have tried to call the friend. Oh, that's why earlier on in the reading, she could have managed to get on the phone with someone that was either to deal with the financial situation, or she literally got on the phone with someone. She could have gotten on the phone with someone, like, I don't know if it's like a family member or another friend, and they said call your friend, ask your friend if they can help you. Someone may not have been around or available. I get a prank. They weren't around or available. Like, somebody pulled a really evil prank. That's why cruelty is underneath. Somebody pulled a really crazy, and it's heirs. It's swords element. With that element in the future, it's swords there. Somebody pulled a really devious move on her with her car. You know? Somebody pulled a really devious move. I don't know if they knew. I don't know if their intention was for her But, you know, it could have been just for her to be, I don't know if it was I don't know. Something really crazy. You know? I don't know. Some type of really devious prank. A really crazy prank. All right, well, that's Karen Washington's reading. If you have questions, comments, or concerns about it, you know where to find me. Be well. May her spirit go with peace. Be well. Take care. Bye.